King Kofi ruled the land of Niamey. The land was green and the people prospered. The air was filled with laughter and the rhythm of drums. King Kofi was known for his wisdom and his love for his people. He ruled with fairness and a kind heart. Every decision he made was for the good of Niamey. King Kofi always put his people first. He listened to their problems and helped them find solutions. He believed that a true leader serves his people. One year, the rains failed. The sun beat down mercilessly. The once fertile lands of Niamey began to dry and crack. The rivers slowed to a trickle. The crops withered and died. The people of Niamey were afraid. Their storehouses, once overflowing, were now almost empty. They turned to their king, their hearts heavy with worry. King Kofi listened to their woes with a heavy heart. He knew he had to act fast. His people were depending on him. King Kofi called a meeting of the village elders. They were the wisest people in the land. He needed their guidance. The elders gathered in the king's court. They spoke of old tales and forgotten magic. They spoke of a distant land, a spirit land where the ancestors resided. They said that the rains were a gift from the ancestors. To bring back the rain, someone worthy had to make a perilous journey to the spirit land and plead for their mercy. King Kofi knew what he had to do. He would undertake the journey to the spirit land himself. He would face any danger to save his people. He announced his decision to his people. He would bring back the rain. The journey was long and perilous. He crossed scorching deserts and climbed treacherous mountains. He battled wild beasts and navigated dense forests. Through it all, King Kofi never lost hope. He was determined to reach the spirit land. His people were counting on him. Deep in a dark forest, King Kofi encountered Anansi. Anansi was a trickster spirit, a spider with the wisdom of ages. Anansi blocked King Kofi's path. He told him that he could only proceed if he answered 3 riddles. The riddles were difficult, testing King Kofi's wisdom and resolve. But King Kofi was wise and patient. He thought carefully about each riddle. He used his experience and intelligence. He answered each one correctly. Anansi, impressed by King Kofi's wisdom, allowed him to pass. At last, King Kofi reached the spirit land. It was a place of peace and tranquility, bathed in an ethereal glow. He saw his ancestors, their spirits shimmering like stars. King Kofi knelt before them, his heart full of reverence. He told them of the plight of his people. He spoke of the drought that ravaged Niam. He pleaded for their mercy, for the gift of rain. The ancestors listened to King Kofi's plea. They were moved by his selflessness and his love for his people. They saw his pure heart and knew he was worthy. They decided to grant him his wish. An elder spirit stepped forward. He presented King Kofi with a gift. It was a small gourd, intricately carved and filled with water. This gourd, the elder spirit explained, contains the lifeblood of the sky. Pour it onto the parched earth of Niam and the rains will return. King Kofi thanked the ancestors with all his heart. He clutched the gourd and made his way back to Niamey. His journey back was quicker, his heart lighter. He arrived in his kingdom to find his people weak and despairing. He gathered them together and with tears of hope poured the water from the gourd onto the dry earth. As the last drop fell, the sky darkened. Thunder rumbled and lightning flashed. Then, the rains came. At first it was just a drizzle, then a steady downpour. The parched earth drank in the life-giving water. The rivers began to flow again. The people of Niamey rejoiced. King Kofi had saved his people. He had proven his wisdom, his courage, and his love. He continued to rule Niamey with justice and compassion. The memory of his journey to the Spirit Land became a cherished legend. It taught the people of Niamey the importance of courage, wisdom, and selfless love. It reminded them that even in the darkest of times, hope can triumph, and that true leadership meant serving the people with a kind and courageous heart.